Hello, my name is Joe Aguirre. I'm the president of Clovercrest Media Group, and here at CMG we have a wide variety of podcasts, including sports shows like Keys to the City, The Roll Call, Throwing Jabs, All Four Downs, and Jawing About the G-Men, and great true crime shows like Sticky Week, Crimes and Consequences, Ivy League Murders, and Burn, the unsolved murder of David Eichmann. You can find all these podcasts and so much more by visiting clovercrestmedia.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to All Four Downs, a special edition of the NFL Picks. I'm with Hector V, and once again, myself, I'm Ovi Muniz. Hey, we're entering week 7 of the NFL. A lot of bye weeks for these teams, so we're down to 13 games for this weekend, for this actually for that one game on Thursday, the rest on Sunday, and of course our Monday Night Football. But this Thursday we have the Denver Broncos versus the Cleveland Browns. So that's an interesting game. We're going to get to that and as much as other games. But, hey, Hector, you and I, we've been crunching neck to neck each week, and I got you by one this past week with the Titans defeating the Bills. I mean, I took it by surprise that the Titans were able to score that much.
Yeah, first off, I'm just glad to be back. I know I wasn't here last week and you had to do the show by yourself. But hey, I'm back and we're going to finish this up. And yeah, it came down to that game, because I took the Thursday night game with Tampa Bay, and then the London game, you took that one, which was a pretty close game. Again, that came down to, the way that game ended, I liked it. I wasn't going for Jacksonville, but the way the play call was, let's get that first down, call a timeout real quick. I did not see that coming. That set up perfect, just 1 second just to get that field goal. That was great on their part. I'm glad for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They snapped that 25-game losing streak, or 20, whatever it was. And, hey, now it came down to Monday night. A lot of offense, no defense. There was no way of stopping Derrick Henry. He scored 3 touchdowns, over 173 yards. And, I can't fault Buffalo for going for it. They didn't want the tie to go to overtime. They wanted to try to win it, and that's what they did. I can't fault them for it. So, yeah, that was a good loss. I take it, It is what it is, So
yeah, but just the way that they went for it on fourth down, like the quarterback fell flat.
Yeah,
the legs didn't move enough. You know what I mean? And
it's like once he got it, he just fell forward. Yeah.
Would that cost him later on by week 17? Because you never know what's going to happen.
Yes, because when you start talking about tiebreakers, head-to-head matchups, what I'm saying? If you look at it right now, Buffalo has fallen in the playoff seed because of that loss. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it comes to a tie, Tennessee owns the head-to-head. So and we got to start looking at that. We're already in week 7. I know we're not even halfway, literally, but when we talk about Baltimore beating, Los Angeles, the head-to-head matchups like that is going to count later on when it gets down to the end of the season. So, yeah.
It's all about home field advantage.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah. And we got to think that we got an extra playoff team. So we got 7 now. So only the number 1 seed is going to get the bye. Number 2 will get a first-round home game. So that's going to be new. So right now, the Chargers and Titans and the Bills, they chasing the Ravens for that number 1 spot. So that's what they're looking at in the AFC. But, yeah.
Well, especially you're talking about the AFC. Let's continue on with Thursday Night Football with the Denver Broncos at the Cleveland Browns. That game will be, again, Thursday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 66 degrees. It should be raining, but a big concern is, will Mayfield be able to play? Now, right now, they're saying that he is going to play the game, but there's no definite answer. Then on the other side, Terry Bridgewater, man, he is what we always thought he was. Just an average quarterback. He's not elite, something that the Denver Broncos are searching for to complete the team. They need a star behind the center, and Bridgewater is not the guy. And I don't care what the media says, right? Terry Bridgewater was lucky the first 3 weeks because he was going against three teams that were below average. You're
Exactly.
talking about the New York Giants, the New York Jets, right? Then the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, of course they're going to win because of the defense that they have.
Right.
Now they're playing against real competitive playoff contender teams, and Bridgewater's just throwing interceptions left and right. And I'm
Hmm.
going to tell you right now, because I'm going to lead it off, the Denver Broncos will lose regardless of the status of the Cleveland Browns. I know they're banged up, but I got the Browns itching out the Broncos at home.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, we said it after the week 3 win, they were 3-0, but we already knew the status of that. They haven't played nobody. Now we have seen coming up to this game against Cleveland, who have they been playing, and it's been shown that they are not ready for the playoffs. They're not ready for prime time here. I mean, and yeah, the Browns are banged up. I mean, you're talking about an injury mess there all over the place from Mayfield, and then you got Chubbs and some of the offensive line, wide receivers like Beckham, defense, they're a shambles. But with Cleveland being at home, I still give them the edge because Broncos, their defense, it's a struggle. And we all know Cleveland can put points on the board. They can score. Okay. So yeah, I have to agree. I got Cleveland winning this game as messed up as they are. And this is really going to show that Denver is still going to slide down that slope in Colorado, that landslide that they're on, and they're going to continue going down. So
All right.
I too got Cleveland into this game.
All right. Well, we got the Carolina Panthers visiting the New York Giants. That game is on Sunday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Panthers are 3-3, 1-1 on the road against the Giants, who were still winless at home. And last game, the fans were booing the Giants. I mean, tremendous. I mean, look, you're spending a lot of money to go to these games, and yet the Giants, they barely could put any points on the board. They'll start off with a field goal, maybe a touchdown, and then you don't see them do anything until almost to the end of the game.
Yeah, that's
You
the
know,
MO. That's the MO of the Giants. We just seen that year in and year out. They always find a
mhm.
way of scoring first, and then they lose all their gas.
Oh no, that was it. That was the whole point. It's still preseason.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Hey man,
Ridiculous.
look, I'm not comfortable with the New York Giants. I think we're getting more boos. But regardless of what's going to happen, I mean, check out Drawing About the G-Men on Clovercrest Media because they're covering the New York Giants. But the Carolina Panthers, I got them winning this game.
Yeah, our Giants is just a shamble right now. I mean, I'm surprised we're not winless like the Detroit Lions. And honestly, I mean, Detroit to me is playing better than the Giants. They should have a win by now. But that's a different story another time. I mean, the Giants is just a great shambles. I got Carolina winning this game.
Okay. Also, look, Sam Darnold playing a good football, better than the New York Jets. I mean, you're gonna hear them stories over and over again. But hey, the Washington football team versus the Green Bay Packers. Um, look, I don't know what to say, man. I'm just gonna stick with the Packers. They're gonna win.
They had a meltdown in week 1 against the Saints, but ever since they just been on a monstrous roll. And even though Washington football team hung around with the Chiefs early, they flopped after that. There's like their defense just gassed and Patrick Mahomes tore it up. And now they got Aaron Rodgers on the other side. So I don't see much difference is what's going to be from last week to this week. So is Taylor Haneke over his head on this? Maybe so. I don't know. But I see Green Bay winning this game.
All right, and Aaron Rodgers, he's been pretty bold, especially what he told the Bears. What I mean, the fans and everything. But that's gonna bite him later on at the end
Yeah.
of the season. You'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see. But hey, next game is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tennessee Titans. Look, man, Titans. I think they played all out. Do they have enough ammo or enough fuel to beat the Chiefs? But then again, the Chiefs themselves, that defense, the lack of defense. So I'm gonna give it one more time, right? Chiefs are 2-1 away, but the Titans are 2-1 at home. I'm gonna go for the home team on this one. I'm going for Tennessee. my ruck doesn't run out anymore, but I'm taking Tennessee on this one.
I cannot see the Chiefs stopping Derrick Henry, but Patrick Mahomes he's finding that harmony, that syncness with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Hardman. So, and then the running game, is picking up. So I think the Chiefs can do a shootout here, unlike what Buffalo did. I mean, Buffalo fell short with that shootout. So Tennessee's going to have to be careful with Patrick Mahomes and company. I'm taking the Chiefs in this one in a very close game, and I think they can take Tennessee because Tennessee, they're inconsistent. I mean, they lose to the Jets, but then they beat Buffalo, who is a heavy favorite. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Tennessee, to me, they're just kind of wishy-washy. I'm not saying much about the Chiefs, but I think
wishy-washy?
Yeah, they're a little wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy. I like that word.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
So I got the Chiefs in this one.
Well, let's see if you can wax on, wax off on this pick right here. When we got the Falcons visiting the Miami Dolphins. I mean, the Falcons 2-3, 1-1 on the road. The Dolphins are 1-5, but they're winless at home. And Matt Ryan, he's doing all right, but Miami has, I think, Tua's back. Am I right?
Tua's back, and of course, we know the rumor of Deshaun Watson going to Miami.
Yeah. But you know what I like? I'm digging the Falcons on this one. I don't know why. I'm going to pick the Falcons.
I got the Falcons on this one too. I mean, the way Tua played last week in London, I think he could have done more to beat Jacksonville, and I think the defense could have stepped up a little bit more to help out. I think the defense just didn't read it right and let Jacksonville set themselves up to win the game with only 8 seconds left. So I look for Atlanta to figure things out on offense with Matt Ryan coming out of it and bam, getting that solid win against the Miami Dolphins.
All right, we got the Jets and the Patriots. This is a good AFC East matchup. I think they're pretty much even, except look, the Patriots are playing good football. With the rookie quarterback of Mac Jones. I'm a big fan of Mac Jones. There's anybody in the Patriots organization that I like most is Mac Jones. He has a future. He's going to do well with that team, and he's still learning the business. But on the other side of that, so is Zach Wilson. And I'm sorry to say, Zach Wilson, I don't think you're going to do anything with the Jets. I mean, it might be improving, but I think the Patriots got an upper hand on this for the future. But I'm picking the Patriots on this just because points per game, Patriots are all over it. And their defense is just much better than the Jets right now. So I'm taking the Patriots.
Look, New England has played some tough competition this year, you know what I'm saying? And they lost that heartbreaker last week to Dallas. They could have beaten them. I think they just made a few mistakes, having the lead. With less than 3 minutes left, they should have maybe do clock management, run the ball a little bit, but I think he was just forcing that ball a little too much. But the Patriots did beat the Jets in week 2, 25-9. I think this is going to continue on, and the Patriots will beat the Jets in this game. Mac Jones will outshine Zach Wilson once again and sweep it. So, yeah, New England, I got New England.
All right. Fair enough. My favorite game of the week is this right here. The Cincinnati Bengals visits the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Ravens are undefeated at home. They're 3-0, right? Baltimore should never be where they're at. I mean, this team is so banged up, and the only person that's running the show right now is Lamar Jackson. He is making his MVP run, okay? They want to look at Murray in Arizona. They want to look at Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Look, stop. You want to talk about MVP? Lamar Jackson. Without Jackson, there won't be any Ravens. I'm telling you that right now. So, look, I know I'm hyping up the Baltimore Ravens, but damn, I'm falling in love with the Cincinnati Bengals with Burrow and Chase, that combination. I mean, they got a lot of firepower in that team. And they're all young and they're hungry. They're playing like they don't care. We're just going to play some football. They're not worried about anything. No one's talking about the Bengals. All right. And if you look at the AFC North, the Bengals are only a game behind of the Ravens. Okay. And I'm sorry to say, man. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm telling you, I'm going for the upset. I am going for the Bengals.
Look, we got to put some respect on the AFC North. Okay, they're starting to be tough. Steelers are coming up. Since Cleveland is still hanging around, even though they're banged up. Okay, you just said about Baltimore. You know, I mean, Cincinnati, they're playing good football. I mean, their offense is clicking everywhere around Joe Burrow. Burrow knows how to control this offense, and he's doing great with it. And you know, we flopped the pick last week when we got the Chargers over the Ravens. Ravens just walked all over them. Okay, I mean, that was just a surprise that they could not get no offense going in that game. The Ravens D just pummeled them. But I think Cincinnati will score some points in this game. However, I think it's going to come down to maybe a key fourth quarter drive. And I think with Lamar Jackson being seventh in rushing in the NFL as a quarterback, he's seventh in rushing. Yes. I think he's going to be able to outshine the Bengals defense and get that win, a close win. I even think maybe Cincinnati will cover that spread because I think it's opened up at 6.5. But overall, Baltimore will beat the Bengals, but this is not the last we're going to see of these two teams.
No, we're not going to see. That's the last, right? One of the Facebook users says, I got the Ravens winning 28-20, but I can see the Bengals pulling upset the way Burrow is playing. You're right. And that Burrow and Chase is no joke.
Yes.
Hey, speaking about Facebook users, if you can't see your name, again, please accept whatever guidelines is it for Facebook, so that way your name is present in our show. But I appreciate your everyone's support, tuning in and making those comments. Listen, let's go. Let's move on to the next game, which we got the Eagles visiting the Raiders. Now, I did not pick the Raiders last week. I was fooled. I thought that because of the Gruden story and everything else that it was going to be, you know, a less performance for the Raiders. I was proven wrong. Actually, they did a lot better without Gruden.
Yes.
And it seemed like they had more freedom of maneuver there in the offense. And I think that they're going to stick to that. Whatever is working last week is going to happen again. David Carr, he's going to have a spectacular passing. I wouldn't be surprised if he reaches a 400-yard passing, all right, and giving the ball to Ruggs. But I still like Jalen Hurts. I still do. But I don't think they have enough yet. And I think the Raiders are set for the playoffs. So I'm taking the Raiders.
You know, I know you say you like Jalen Hurts because it seems like after 6 weeks, you know, when we have picked against each other, you've picked Philadelphia 3 times against me, and you're 1-2 when you pick the Eagles against me. So I see what you're talking about when you like Jalen Hurts. And you know, I'm not a Philly fan. I'm not a Cowboy fan. I'm not a Washington football fan. But Jalen Hurts is going to be a bright star there in Philadelphia. And before the show, I told you I had 2 games which I was struggling with. And this was one of them because I went back and forth because the Eagles are much better on paper than what their record is showing. And I can see how they could pull this upset, you know, because we've been seeing weirder things in 6 weeks of football. But the Raiders showed me last week that even though the Gruden situation is already, I don't know if it's still lingering there, but he's gone. Mm-hmm. I just don't see how the Raiders are going to struggle against that defense, against Philadelphia's defense. Now, Jalen Hurts maybe do his thing, but I think David Carr is on a whole different level than Hurts right now. So I do see a close game, maybe a one-score game, but I got the Raiders over the Eagles. But, man, I'm intrigued to see what happens with this game.
Same here. But you know what's even better? Is a soap opera, a man's soap opera. You ready for this?
Okay.
Here we go. Drum roll,
let's go,
please. Bing. The Detroit Lions visiting the LA Rams. And why do I say that? Well, I'm going to tell you. Goff went to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford goes to the Rams. Okay. They're going now up, switching uniforms, playing opposite teams from last year, and that will be the story. And who's playing the better cards here? Is it Goff or is it Stafford? Of course it's Stafford. I mean, this guy's throwing already nearly 2,000 yards. He's already thrown 16 touchdown passes. I mean, he ended up 4 interceptions, but with Golf, he's just in a bad team that will never get good, probably for another generation.
It always goes to show that Matthew Stafford wasn't the problem in Detroit.
Mm.
He just didn't have a team, an offensive team. He didn't have the weapons. Now you put him on a team who has that, and now look what he's doing. He's a front runner to represent the NFC for the Super Bowl.
I picked the Rams
I
versus the
mean,
Raiders, so
and
I'm not changing my pick.
and the Rams, they are relentless. I mean, when it comes to bad teams like
Mhm.
the Lions, they like what they did against the Giants. They just smashed them. And I think they still got enough in the tank to say, we'll continue part 2 this week against the Lions. I mean, I think the Rams are going to walk all over the Rams. I mean, the Rams are going to walk all over the Lions in this game. I'm sorry, Golf, but Stafford's going to get you on this one.
Damn, by the way, I'm picking the Rams too. So
Yeah, I do feel bad for Jared Goff.
I don't feel bad.
But I mean, it is what
He's
it
getting
is.
paid millions of dollars. I don't feel bad. Good for him.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I feel bad for Houston.
Oh, my God.
Houston and Arizona. But you know what, though? As much as we say, we'll feel bad for this team, whatever, Houston still got a chance to upset teams. You never know what can happen at any given Sunday. And are the Arizona Cardinals too comfortable knowing that they're the only undefeated team in the NFL? Just saying. Could that be pressure enough?
I think it's pressure that they're the only undefeated team, but I think it motivates them because I know they're hearing what everyone else is hearing, that the Cowboys are the front runners for to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. So there's no respect being put on the Cardinals' name at their undefeated status. So I think that they can use that as motivation and not get comfortable and say, look, if you're not going to put our name in the mix, then we're going to continue going out there and showing you what we can do. Last week, we took the Browns, thinking that they were going to pull that upset. But I'm sorry. If the Browns couldn't do it, what makes you think the Houston's going to have more firepower than the Browns do to even stop Kyler Murray in that offense? I'm sorry. To me, I know we've seen stranger things happen, but right now, besides our Giants, I think Houston and Detroit are the 2 worst teams in the NFL. And I don't see it getting any better against the
Arizona Cardinals. Been saying that for the longest, since the very beginning.
I mean, with the point spread, this looked like a college football point spread. I mean, this is ridiculous.
One of those Alabama games.
Yeah, pretty much. Alabama against the NCAA, pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, I got Arizona winning this game pretty comfortable.
All right, fair enough. All right, we got the Chicago Bears visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, look, Tom Brady's he's playing like he is like in his early 20s. I mean, this guy doesn't stop with all these record-breaking passing touchdowns and yards and everything. I mean, he is truly the number one guy. On the other side, we have a rookie called Justin Fields, and he's going to drop the D because he's going to feel it, the pain that's going to happen to him. I'm taking the Bucs all the way. I won't be surprised if this game is a blowout.
Yeah, the Bears, I mean, Justin Fields, rookie versus Tom Brady, a legend. I mean, I don't think Tom Brady forgot that, he lost to the Bears last year. I don't think he forgot about that. So I think it's somewhat, I don't know if it's a revenge or what, but I don't see him having any problems with the Bears this year. I think his offense is solid, and they're going to exploit that defense on Chicago's side. Justin Fields not going to have no answer. I mean, that Buccaneers defense probably going to have him running all over the place. So, yeah, I got the Buccaneers winning this game.
All right. The Colts versus the 49ers. I mean, like, both teams are banged up on this one. I mean, you look at their injury report, and it's a long list for both teams. But I'm just going to stay safe. I'm going to stay safe in this pick. I'm picking the Indianapolis Colts because the 49ers haven't won at home at all yet. They're 2-3, but they're 0-2 at home. The Colts with Wentz, I think they're developing that game. I like Taylor. I mean, I watched Taylor run when he was with Wisconsin, and I think they got a good receiving core that can outlast the 49ers. Picking the Colts on this.
Let's not forget that the 49ers are coming off a rest. They're getting a little more rest because they're coming off of the bye week. But yeah, you're right. They're still banged up. And again, it just goes to show, you do not side with the 49ers. I mean, it just goes to show that this year, that since we've been doing our picks, you have not seemed to be signed with you have not picked the 49ers yet. It's like you got something against the 49ers. I don't know what it is,
It's the Garoppolo and that
and,
Trance thing, man.
And so, and when and that was in the back of my mind because I said to myself, okay, two teams are terrible. Two teams here are banged up. Okay. The one time I picked the Colts against you, I lose. But the one time you pick the Colts against me, you win. I picked the 49ers 4 times against you because you don't seem to give no respect to the 49ers. I'm batting 500 with the 49ers when I pick against you. So I'm like, okay, I take all this analytics into play here. And I'm like, something got to go. So I went to another route. I took a coin and I flipped it. And tails.
That's all you had to do?
That's all.
I think everybody does that when they go to sports betting, man.
I mean, I did have I struggle with these two sorry teams, honestly. And I'm just gonna try it one more time, brother. I'm going for Indianapolis one more time.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going one more time. But if I lose with Indianapolis one more time, I quit. And
you sound like Jace from the Drawing About the G-Men.
Look, when I pick these teams combined against you, I'm like losing all over the place. So I got to go somewhere here. I'm going to Indianapolis this one time, and if it fails, it fails. I mean,
you're finally going to listen to me is what you're saying. All right, no problem. That's okay. It's all right. No, I understand. No. I know, I'm the big dog here. I got you about one game last week.
That's just one. That's just one.
One time?
One time.
Hey, Monday Night Football, you got the Seahawks against the Saints. Now, Winston, what type of guy is he? Is he going to represent the Saints? I mean, I don't know what type of offense we're going to see. I mean, they're 3-2, 2-1 on the road. The Seahawks are 2-4, 0-2 at home. And they're without Russell Wilson, and you understand they don't play right without Wilson. There's some key things that he is able to do with that offense that because he's not playing, it's just no bueno. I'm telling you that right now. And they had a chance to upset the Pittsburgh Steelers. That didn't happen. I just don't trust Geno Smith. Geno Smith is not a great quarterback. And he's not even a great backup. I'm sorry to tell you. I mean, you put him in there, and it just makes the team a lot worse. So I'm picking the Saints.
Look, I agree with you there, but one thing that Saints got going for themselves is that they keep it on the ground and give it to Alvin Kamara. He can exploit the Seattle's run defense, and that may help them a little bit there. That may be the little upside there. I honestly think that Winston is a little bit better than Geno Smith. I think he can make more plays in this situation. Seattle, they are in a bad situation without Russell Wilson right now. I hate to say that because Seattle is an elite team. They're a good team. But without Russell Wilson, you're showing who you really are without that man. And I think the Saints are going to pull this one out, and the Seahawks' woes are going to continue. We're going to continue clipping those wings. I hate it. But, yeah.
Well, hey, I'm glad that we had this talk. I like it a lot. And once again this week, I think I'm going to go up at least 2 on you on this one.
Well, I need to win both to take a 1-game lead on you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All I need is Kansas City and Baltimore to win, and I take a 1-game lead on you.
They're gonna lose. I'm sorry to break your feelings.
No. I got faith. I got faith in them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why
you said that last week.
Hey, I can't control how they make the plays. I mean, Josh Allen could have just kicked the field goal and went to overtime.
Yo,
I'm
sorry if I'm in first place. I'm playing for locked, full home field advantage, bye week, and everything else. But hey, we're going to talk about our halfway mark next week on who is your playoff teams right now. and the scenario as who is the favorite halfway through. So, hey, tune in next week, same bat channel. You're on live with Clovercrest Media. You can also catch us on All Four Downs on Facebook and YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our channel as well as Clovercrest Media or the CMG Sports Podcast. This is Ovi Muniz alongside with Hector V. Thank you for listening to our picks. Let us know who are your picks. And for all the listeners out there, thank you for supporting us. And once again, this is the CMG Sports Podcast presented by Clovercrest Media. Take care, everyone.